talk about that. Good morning, everybody. You are about to be looking live at Savage Race Chicago. We're going to be your live coverage team today. My name is Matt B. Davis. Over there at the wall, the shoe wall of fame, it's Bracken Crocker. Did I say the name of the shoe wall correctly?
You said that well, and you said my last name well. We're off to
And I got your last name right.
Yeah. Hit the ground running today.
We want to show you, fine folks, a quick look at the rig today, which has got some netting on there. What would you call that?
I would call it the I don't know, what would you call it? A low net. That's not very creative.
Wow, look at you coming in hot and insulting our
no,
our
my
host
name.
today.
My name for it's not very creative. No, I love this kind of stuff.
All right, we'll start from the beginning. Can you go? It's at the beginning. I thought it'd be at the end. All right, so you hop on and you go under this net undercarriage.
Yes.
Would it be improper to call it the sack? That's not very nice. So you go under this, and then you go over here to the ladder. You're going to want to climb up the ladder. I love this. He's showing us the flexibility or the tension of it. Oh, to this. I didn't notice this. What is that made of, Bo?
It's what we've commonly called a stripper pole, but it's made out of 2x4.
Okay. So what do you call the net? Can we just get the official Savage name for the net?
I don't think we have one yet.
Just a low net.
All right. We'll take your comments on this one, by the way, if you guys want to let us know. All right. So then we go to the pole, to rope ladder, to cheese board. Did you turn the cheese around to make it extra difficult? Remember the first time it was really a rough go.
That's a good question for Lee. He can kind of give you some commentary on that.
Okay.
I'm not sure which direction this is.
Okay, and then it goes to another ring to the bell. Now, much like last time, this is not the last obstacle. They will go from this to yank my chain, correct?
Correct.
And then barn doors is 28, is that correct?
You know it.
Just for the heck of it, just to keep it spicy, we're going to throw a couple of walls.
You got to finish with something that everybody can do, right? You got to finish the race strong. So we love that.
I guess.
Is this a new mentality?
No, it's pretty common.
Okay. I'm just the last few we've been looking at yank my chain as the last or cheese board. So I like the fact that you're giving someone a win here.
I would say that yank my chain is doable unless you just killed yourself on the rig.
Correct. I had a couple people message me last week and say, yank my chain is not bad. I don't know what the big deal is. My answer was, you're absolutely right, unless you spent the previous 20 minutes destroying your grip.
And weigh less than or equal to the chain.
Correct.
All right. We got...
Wheel World is also directly before the rig, by the way.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Let me look here. Wheel World. That doesn't usually take people out, though, right?
No, it's just the appetizer.
Clothesline, Wheel World, rig, yank my chain, barn doors. So, going to be fun ending of the race here.
What I like about this is that it gives people hope. If you have a easy finish, you know that once you get to the last hard obstacle, it's the fastest runner to the finish. Oh. This type of finish gives everyone hope that even if you get outrun prior to it, you're not out of it.
There's Lee.
Matt, have you done a low net like this?
No, I'm trying to think where there's even been one.
They've had them at OCR, WC. They've had them at a few others. But what I like about this is that because it's this low, it's really, really difficult to do it in rhythm. A lot of rigs, people get the momentum down and they fly through it. This just stops you in your tracks and it makes you be competent.
Right. So didn't we see a Kempson rig with this?
Yeah, theirs was higher, and you had a running start. You could kind of launch out and lachey through. But this one here, it's too low. I'm sure that if people got a couple of runs through, they could get a good technique for it. But they all are going to see it on their first try, so it's going to stop momentum dead.
Hey, Lee, can we establish what failure is on that obstacle?
Yes, we sure can.
So if I'm on that and my back grazes the bottom or my pinky grazes the grass, like what's failure on this low rig, buddy, or this low? What are you calling it?
Savage rig, baby. Any suspension of weight. So I mean, if you've like got a piece of cloth dangling from your clothing and it touches the grass, that's fine. But if your body is actually touching the ground, that's a different story. If your foot like swings down and touches the ground, it's a DQ. So you will be able to, we'll be watching, and you can tell like if someone's foot swings and there's no jarring motion from them hitting the ground, it just kind of swings through the grass, you'll be able to tell. Versus if it swings and hits the ground, there's like a brief stopping motion before it continues through.
Suspension of weight.
Ryne Claxton coming in hot, belly of the beast. I love it. It resembles like a little like underhanging belly there. I love it. Let's go with that. Belly of the beast.
Good. Well,
also, I read your Instagram post, Rye, yesterday. I think you heard that. I read your Instagram post. So you're coming in with all kinds of hotness. So Lee, are you on the men? We got a bunch of cameras here. Are you on the men?
Yep, I'm at the start now. I'm just kind of hanging out, getting ready for them to enter the corral. I'm going to be on the men. Caleb will be on the females.
All right.
Following them up.
Okay, so let's get Caleb, since you're going to be a few feet away on the actual truck or the gator. Let's get Caleb to get right in front of the men, really close, so we can get names of anybody we don't recognize, perhaps. How about that?
Okay,
and then he can wait for the women. You hear? I hope Caleb caught all that. He gave me a thumbs up. I love when technology works. I don't love how the difference of phone is still massive difference. Look how clear Lee is and how slightly less clear Bo is. And again, I think it's just phone manufacturers versus, what do you call it? Versus services. Come on, Bracken. Help me out, buddy.
Well, I can't read your mind, but I do know that in this Midwestern area, you get anything slightly rural, and the service providers really, really vary, unfortunately. We ran into that last weekend, Matt. I was in a dead zone. Couldn't tune in, couldn't get results from races. It was a nightmare.
Now, to put you a bit of on the spot,
yes.
Not any pressure, just as a fellow fan of the sport and friend, a couple people did ask, is Bracken racing or commentating, as this is sort of his neck of the woods?
It is. I am not racing. This is not a fake background. Look, this is not digital.
See, there's already a comment like that. So what? So do you have an answer? Would you like to give an answer? You don't have to.
Yeah, I'll give an answer. I'm in no position to race right now.
Okay.
I have very, very little running fitness right now. And I can't stomach stepping up to a race start line without the ability to compete for the win, or at least believe that I have the ability to be in the race. And I don't want to show up out of shape, so I'm not. That's it.
Okay.
So there's my sad story.
Did you happen to catch Ryan Atkins yesterday?
Did I catch him?
Yeah, there was a video up yesterday where Ryan further explained his thoughts on Utah.
No, because I was satisfied with his original post.
Okay.
I didn't feel the need to hear more explanation because I agreed with the sentiment of all of it.
Well, I'm going to throw something at you. Okay. I'm going to throw something at you, Bracken. I enjoyed Fast and the Furious, but when I was given the opportunity to learn even more in Too Fast, Too Furious, I still went and saw it.
Yeah. That movie certainly didn't make you smarter for having seen it. Here's my take on that. I agreed 100% with everything Ryan Atkins said as a competitive racer and as a coach. However, of the 3,000 people who read it, probably only 300 maybe were the intended audience.
Hi there, whoever that was.
So the 2,700 others who took it personally and said, well, this doesn't work for my lifestyle. Well, it wasn't even intended for you. It was intended for the people who dedicate their life to the sport, call themselves pro or elite in their social media profiles, and then showed up unprepared. That was my take from it. And it was a little harsh if you were every man, every woman reading it, but the sentiments were all exactly right. You have to prepare for a bigger race than what you're about to do. We had a lot of time before the first mountain race, and we all knew it was going to be steep and hot. So I don't think that he was attacking anyone, but like him and myself and Kirk and you and anyone else who deals with social media, I'm sure he was tired of seeing everyone's built-in excuses right afterwards, and he felt it was time to remind people, if you call yourself a pro or elite, you should probably live like it.
Rachel C., we would love to see you on the course today. I understand you're not, but big hello, big savage hello from the team here. Bracken, I quote you a lot now. I'm a Bracken fan.
Oh boy.
I listen to your show once in a while, not every week. Who can possibly keep up with all that content? But we're doing they're doing the Pledge of Allegiance here, or the what do you call it?
National anthem.
Thank you. When you say everybody's coming to the start line with something, a niggle here, a niggle there. They raced last week. They haven't raced in a long time. All the excuses go out the window. When you step on the start line, that's it. Otherwise, you didn't race. Like you, Bracken, chose not to race today. But once you do, excuses are out the window. And I really like that for anybody, for age group, for elite. If you're coming, you're coming.
Yeah, I believe you're
Otherwise, race open. Otherwise, just race open and mess around with your buddies.
Yeah, I believe that by committing to the start line, you are foregoing certain things like excuses and I'm not readies. If you're not ready, you don't show up. And if you aren't ready and you show up, then you're committing to say that I am ready and I'm here and I'm not going to cheapen my race or anyone else's by blaming other factors. I just think that if you take the start line, you're healthy. Even though no one arrives 100% healthy, because how can you make it through a big training block without anything holding you back? But if you're at the start line, you're healthy, you're fit, you're the best you've ever been, and that's the only mentality to take. Otherwise, it's just too slippery of a slope. You prepare your Instagram excuse beforehand, and you see the posts of, well, I can't wait for this week, even though I haven't really been training in 6 weeks. And this is going to be so much fun, even though I don't live at altitude. And it's all built in beforehand. And then afterwards, people quick lay back down on that rather than just emptying their tank and saying, hey, I did well or I did not do well, but I worked my butt off. It's the end of the rant. Matt, have you been on this course? I can't tell if we lost Matt or myself. So I'm going to talk, Matt, as if we lost you. If I'm talking over you, I apologize. This is probably the flattest course out of the entire Savage circuit. It might even be flatter than Florida, which is kind of an oxymoron, but it's nothing but farm field, and the grass surrounding farm fields. So it is fast, it is flat. You can really open up and run. There are very little man-made or nature-made breakups in your running rhythm. It's relatively good footing the entire time too. So this is one that people are going to be able to rip up rather than be separated by terrain early.
All right, Lee. So who do we recognize here in the start line? Bracken and Lee.
Right away in red, that's Robbie Gendrich. He is kind of a lesser known name, but he's very fast. He's a good athlete, and he's done well in a few other races. He hasn't put it together yet in Savage. He's been tripped up by the rigs, but today he'll be one of the 2 or 3 top guys there. So I expect him to make a little bit longer into the race before he potentially gets tripped up. And then we saw Air Force Ken in the background. Would he be the elder statesman of the sport now?
At this point, absolutely. He's been around as long as you and I have. He's one of the earliest. Back in the day, if there was a Florida race, he would win. If there was a Georgia race, Yuri would win. I mean, that's kind of all the way back.
Yeah, so there's nothing this man's gonna see that he hasn't seen before. And Van Tran is here, and I would say those 3, Robbie, Van, and and Air Force Ken Crigliano are the three class of the field right now. But we've talked about wide open races. This is a wide open race. This is one where if you've been waiting to jump in there and steal an axe, today is your day to take an axe.
Yeah, it's definitely, this is going to be the most wide open of the races we've done, right?
Yes, it is. USA jersey there, cut off. I'm going to feel terrible. I'm going to have to reach out and message him right afterwards. I've been sitting here for 30 seconds blanking on his name. He's got compression socks on the left side of our screen, stage right, but he's going to take it out very quickly. He likes to get out, and he'll be in the mix for a while as well.
Okay, we're going to get ready to go here. Any moment now, we're going to start by running right under the old A-frame.
Ooh. Makes for a good shot.
And they're off.
Yeah, so Robbie Gingerich getting right out in the lead.
Is it Gingrich or Gingerich? Do we know?
I like Gingerich, but it's probably Gingrich. He's an athletic guy. I believe he played small college basketball. And he also had some 400 meter, 800 meter track in his background, and just came around to running, and now has been super, super consistent. We're talking like a year and a half of not missing a workout. So he's confident, he's fit, and Savage is the one thing that keeps betraying him. He's won a couple local races, some smaller OCRs, but these Savage rigs have been getting him.
Getting a first look at the women's field here as the men do their thing. Pretty thin, would you say?
Yeah. Morgan Schultz here. Amy Patrick.
Oh, Morgan. All right. Yeah. Morgan gets a lot of love from the ORM team. She helped our coverage in Chicago for High Rocks. So this could be her first Savage.
It's an exciting moment for her.
Very exciting moment. And then who else do we have here today? We do not see Chrissy. There's AJ Samples right there. Did I say AJ? There we
Ashley
go.
Samples is here. There's
Chris.
Yep. Amy Pajic. We have Jessica Dodge, I believe, is here. She's someone who is pretty successful on the local scene and does well at the, usually is podiuming top 3, top 5 in her OCR WC age group, which translates well to a Savage race. So
the women's field has, would you say tighter competition? What the word would you use?
I think it's about the same minus an Air Force Ken, a wide open competition.
Well, you just named 5 people, and when we got to the men's field, I couldn't name 2. So I feel like the women's is different.
It's probably deeper. I say there are probably 5 that could all win it, where on the men's side, there's probably 2 or 3 who could win it.
Right. So we're showing you the women's start as the men are still kind of tooling around. I'm looking at the back of Lee's car. So we're just going to stay here on the women. Morgan looking tall.
Yeah, she's really worked on her height since the last time we've seen her.
These are the things I notice. These are the things I notice here.
So, Matt, can you speak to her height and how that'll help her today?
Well, that the belly of the beast might be trouble. She might have to work extra hard on staying vertical. They seem to have gotten rid of the teeter tuber, which was Bracken's Achilles heel. Kept you off the podium, I remember. Did they get rid of that obstacle?
They still have it, as far as I know. That's right. I don't own an axe because of that teeter tuber.
Here we go.
So Van Tran's out in the lead.
How can you tell? That's impressive.
Matt, I'm a connoisseur of a running form.
Is it form? Is it shorts?
Yeah, he always wears dark split shorts. He just has a different form, and he leaps off the top of things because he's a little ninja.
Okay. We are having some issues here with Lee's phone. I'm not sure why.
We're in someone's backyard there.
Definitely in someone's backyard as we go through. I almost called it tight squeeze, but it's not called tight squeeze.
Van's running aggressive.
What do you know about Van? Is this normal for him to go out hard and heavy?
It's hard to really say because, and I say this with all due respect, he's rarely the favorite in the race that he's in. Okay. So I don't know if I've seen him lead races because usually there's someone that's one notch above him in the hierarchy at the race. Maybe he's in a different place in fitness right now, or maybe this is just, I believe I'm the best one here and I'm going to end people's races early, which is a smart move in OCR. But he's already opened up a 50, 60 meter gap just since the last obstacle.
We don't think Ken is worried about that, though, I'm guessing.
We don't, but we also don't know. Ken's as steady and reliable as he is, we never know these days what he's doing in training.
Well, remember the last time we saw him, he was third, fourth, and then got hurt on the carry obstacle.
Yeah, he's one of those people that when he's fit or when he's in the race, I'll take him up against almost anyone. But these days, as OCR isn't his focus, we're not sure how he's come back from whatever injury that was and what he's doing in training.
Who do we got right behind him there, Lee? Can you tell? Or whoever's holding Lee's phone because Lee's driving.
They're starting to pack up back there. We had someone running with Van, and now they've backed up, and now there's probably 3 or 4 people within. You have a clear second place, and then you've got a little pack there. So hopefully they're able to get that peloton rolling and make a move on Van.
Well, you said this is the flattest one, so maybe Van knows that and is like, dude, I'm just going to go for it. It's the flattest one. Nothing's going to slow me down.
Yeah. No, I don't know for sure anymore, but I think he's a Texas boy, so he's not unaccustomed to flat running. Maybe this just suits his strengths right now. The thing about Van is that he was always better at obstacles than he was at running. And if he has made a move in his running fitness department, then this is a really solid race for someone like him. Matt, do you remember Van from the Battle Frog days?
The name has always been familiar. Like, was he a lot of second and thirds at Battle Frog behind Atkins and whoever else?
He was just always there. He was one that just never failed stuff.
So even back then, he was an obstacle specialist. Okay, let's see what we can get in second here. There's Ken.
Yep.
And then there's Red Shorts. Sorry.
It's Robbie.
Red Shorts. That's Jared. Sorry to disrespect your name, buddy. Okay,
no, that was Robbie.
No, I know, but Red Shorts is
gotcha.
Is Jared Flank.
Is that Jason West there coming through?
I don't know. Do you think the Discord's Carl Fallish is at this race?
He is not at this race.
Ooh, three wide.
I'm sorry to tell you that the running public zone Carl Fallish has a nasty sprained ankle right now, Matt.
All right, we're getting our first look at the women there. Looked like I saw Chris, but it wasn't enough to tell. What is the name of this obstacle right here? I called it tight squeeze. What's it called? I'm going to go solo here. So there's Morgan. Morgan looking like she's in third behind AJ. And was that Chris in the lead? Kayla, was that Chris in the lead? No, there's Chris. Who was in the lead?
Chrissy's in fourth.
Who's number one? Oh, you sound horrible. Sorry about that.
I guess
squeeze play.
Ashley
Thank you.
Samples
Squeeze play. What did I call it? Main squeeze. Squeeze play. Thank you.
Squeeze play.
Rachel, if you want to stay online.
We need Rachel as the third member of the booth.
Actually, that'd be great.
So Chrissy's running strong. Her stride looks great. And we've talked about this before, but when you get a pack of people up here, you've got 3 women up here right now, someone always gets spit out. So she's in prime position to play spoiler. And I'd assume Ashley Samples is up here.
Now you've got Ashley on the right, Morgan on the left. Morgan in the middle. Who's on the left? I love it, man. We've like three wide here in the lead. This never happens.
We're trading paint early on here.
Oh, rubbing is racing, my friend.
Now Morgan's interesting. She just we have an acceleration here. Someone decided they don't like it anymore. Morgan just spent the last 16, 20 weeks rebuilding from injury and training high rocks. So now we get to see exactly how a high rocks prep will get you prepared for a Savage race. So of these 3 women, and then if we count the 4th right behind her, she's the one that spent the absolute least amount of time doing anything OCR related. She's a monster talent. She's extremely strong right now, and she's probably running the least out of all these women. So it'll be very interesting to see how it plays out. When we get to that, you couldn't remember main squeeze play. I'm not going to remember is it cornhole?
Scornhole.
Scornhole. When they get to things like Scornhole and pedal to the metal, things like that, she hasn't seen them before, but she should be able to, with her power, make a move there.
Pedal for the metal.
Pedal for the metal.
It took me a long time too. I didn't get it. They're
all so creative and punny that you got to get it right.
I didn't know they were calling Funky Monkey Revolution because the wheels revolve. It took me like a year, and I was like, "Oh, the Revolution."
They're operating on a different level than you and I, man.
Which model are the orange VJs on the shoe wall?
Oh, those aren't supposed to be up there. These are the He Who Must Not Be Named shoe.
Okay, hang on. I really want to. Look, can we go back? Let's go back to the women here. So, Ashley far right, Morgan in the middle. Who is that on the left? I apologize because Chris was back there. Wasn't that Chris in 4th?
It looks like a grit sports.
It's what's her name? Please help me out, Field. I'm really sorry. I'm embarrassed.
Yes, Chris is in 1st place.
Okay, so who was 4th?
4th is Chrissy.
Chris and Chrissy. There we go. Thank you
Oprah.
very much. Thank you so much.
Chris keeps accelerating into obstacles and around turns, and that's a sign either of someone who is intentionally playing that I'm going to steal time from people's game, or someone who's actually feeling good. It's hard to really fake those things.
Right. So Chris Roglowski and Chrissy McFarland, 2 different people.
So Roglowski in 1st, and you're starting to see the obstacle A, acumen, and B, just time spent doing it. Morgan's running very strong, but she's losing time on every obstacle because she just hasn't touched obstacles in so long.
I'm still loving that we've got this battle going on as they pass some of the slower men. Hi, slower men.
Yeah, this is a unique battle here because you have 2 women who are very good at obstacles up front. Then you have Morgan, who's a former D1 runner, in 3rd, and she's going to have to continually yo-yo her way back up because she's going to keep seeing obstacles that she's never done before, and she'll have to take that moment coming into every obstacle and figure out exactly what she's supposed to be doing, and that is draining. That wears on you over time. They have to continually accelerate back up. So I'm outrunning them, but I just keep giving up time.
Didn't want to interrupt there. Sorry. So it looks like Ken's taking the lead, followed by Red Pants.
Ken's still in 2nd.
Followed by Red Pants. Well, who was in 1st then? I thought that was Van that we just saw in 2nd. You sure?
Van's in 1st.
No, Van's gone. We didn't even see him on the obstacle.
Okay. Thank you.
Air Force Ken doesn't panic in races.
Yeah, he's a vet. He's been around.
And he knows how these races finish up. And he's seen probably dozens of times over the years someone leading out who he doesn't expect to be the one who's going to win. And he's seen them come back, whether it be from just fitness or from failing out on obstacles. So I would doubt he's in panic mode yet, especially knowing that finishing gauntlet is a real one. Unfortunately, Van, if I had to put my money on one person in this race going clean through every obstacle, it'd be Van. And that low net there that we're talking, that fishing net, that's going to benefit Van because he's probably the shortest guy in the top 10. So he's going to have the least trouble getting under that thing.
Remember when Hard Charge would do the split screen after they went over the obstacle of how long it took each person?
So great.
I know. I was just thinking we could do that for that obstacle. Like, let's see who got up the wall the fastest.
So there's Chrissy, correct?
No, that's That's Chrissy. Chrissy dropped down into fourth a few seconds behind. The top three are literally a half second apart.
You know, I've grown to really like the way she competes over the course of this season, because she's not someone. A lot of these women aren't people I ever get to see race, because if I'm at the race, we don't get to see their competition since they go off 5 minutes behind us. But she keeps her form together, start to finish. She, no matter what place she's in, she keeps her form steady and she pumps her arms. I like watching her race.
Whenever I get tired, I always try to remember to pump my arms, Bracken. That's what they tell you. If you start getting tired, pump those arms.
Yeah, she leads with those arms. It's really easy to run your best, beautiful, confident form when you're winning. But when top three are pulling away, it's tough to stay on that. And she does a great job of staying on it. And I think that's part of the reason why that she can make late race closes on people, is because she never backs off. She's always running hard, so that when that opportunity presents itself, she's still in attack mode. Morgan has great form, though. Look at that. Look at that girl run. You can see why she was a D1 runner.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
She was made. Her body was born to get out there and turn her feet over and run fast.
I don't know what my body was made to do, Bracken.
I think it's hard to pick just one thing.
First male approaching cornhole.
We're starting to see some separation here. Van has stretched it out. Let's see how many shots it takes him. Whoa.
I'm going to go with one.
The over-under was correct for you, Matt.
Did you start the clock? Did you start the clock?
I didn't, but let's call it 10 seconds now. That type of thing seems insignificant, but for Ken to make his way back into it, he needs a little bit of help here.
Are we approaching a minute?
No, we're approaching 29, 30 seconds.
Okay.
But he just lost another second or two there. Robbie's a basketball player. He better.
All right, who's fourth that I thought was Van? Who is this in fourth? Do we know, Lee? Who's now really costing himself valuable seconds?
Hey, man, what's your name? Marquez Green.
Okay.
We've had Marquez at a Savage before, I believe.
Marquez Green.
You got this. Come on, first try.
A lot of dudes just using all arms because it's not heavy enough for them to realize that they could actually benefit more by using their lower tranches.
Tranches.
Or haunches? Tranches?
I like tranches, Matt. Let's go with tranches.
All right. Let's see Morgan here on...
This is a place Morgan will take back a little bit of time.
I don't know. She's looking pretty winded there. I don't know.
She's winded, but on the pull itself, she made up a little bit of time, and now giving it back on the walk back. I
don't know. I'm kind of surprised. Look how quick. See?
Oh, wow. Chrissy with a heck of a performance on that one.
See, look, she's running. Morgan was like slowly walking. Maybe Morgan just thought, okay, I'll catch my breath here.
Possibly. This is also, I think, the longest Morgan's been running unbroken in a long time. And with these type of obstacles, they're absolutely different than high rocks. I mean, that's self-evident, but they're quick little daggers that stab you, where you have to kind of explode up into things, get over a wall, get under something, where high rocks you can just get into a working rhythm. There's no working rhythm at a Savage. You're running hard or you're exploding into obstacles.
So we're 30 minutes into... No, we're not. Sorry, we're 34 minutes into this broadcast. So that means we're 25 minutes into the race for the men?
19? 8 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 19 minutes in.
Yeah, that would be good. Just subtract what the hour is.
There we are.
It was 13 seconds when you said 10. Steve Best. Thank you, Dr. Best. So 33. were saying on Ken was behind the lead there.
Man, these listeners and watchers sure keep us accountable.
We appreciate
And
it.
just
What is
waited
this?
for
Yeah, we do.
anchors.
What is this obstacle?
So a low crawl.
Except
That's
nobody's
mummy
crawling.
up, baby.
We got to make these people get on your knees. Shoot a hose at them. Make it the old days.
Okay, so this brings something up. Everyone in the last televised race that happened last Saturday, the smart ones did this. The barbed wire was not crisscrossed back and forth the whole way. There were just lines every 8 feet or so, and so people would go duck under, stand up and run, duck under. What's your take on how that should be approached?
I mean, don't you want to stay low and get through it the quickest? Wouldn't that be the move?
Well, that was the quickest.
Unless you're worried about your hands getting muddy. I mean, is that the only reason you would do that?
Well, being able to stand up and run 3 steps rather than crawl 3 steps is always going to be quicker and less taxing. So is it spirit of the obstacle? You're supposed to stay down and crawl the whole time, or is it on the race to make sure that there's something to be under the whole time?
There's so many better debates to have. I don't know that I want to get in that one. I mean, I think it's like spirit of the obstacle is different. Like, I don't know, dude.
I don't know what the answer is.
Well, we have to accommodate people of all different sizes, and we also have a ruckway where people have backpacks, so we can't like put it 6 inches off the ground.
Oh, I meant more frequency where they stand up in between and like we could see that they were jogging in between. Is that acceptable from a racing standpoint?
Yeah, that's something that would be hard to officiate.
That's what I'm saying is like, how do you officiate? Like just yelling at people to get down?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I asked. I wasn't sure what the race director's take on that kind of thing is.
Well, my take is it's pretty exhausting to constantly be standing up and touching down. If you really want to burn that much energy to gain an extra 3 seconds, I mean, I'm not going to hate on you for it.
Okay.
As long as you make sure you go under and not over the wires, I'll settle.
Chris is running strong. She's going to catch a lot of men today.
This makes me want to go out for a run.
It's a hot day too. It's humid. This makes me want to watch a race.
Boom.
I always cringe when they back away afterwards, knowing there's more med balls on the ground behind them.
What do you mean?
That they're going to turn their foot in.
Can we stay and see where the second place is, Caleb? Can we stay here for a minute?
Yeah, Ashley in second.
It's about 20 seconds.
Nice.
Ooh, she got
Ooh,
a friendly bounce.
Did you watch much of the finals, Brad?
Oh, yeah. Well, it was Milwaukee Bucks, man.
Another.
Pfizer Forum is only about 4 or 5 miles from my house.
Yeah.
Is that where they play? Pfizer Forum?
Pfizer Forum. Morgan straight in. Yeah. Yeah, that was my hometown team winning the finals. We were watching it all.
Congratulations.
I didn't play as big of a part as you'd imagine.
I know that you can still run a mile and dunk. That appears to be an important thing for you to do.
Well, it's important only because it exists. There's a few people that we have an ongoing conversation to see who can keep that streak going. The streak itself, the two things itself don't matter much. It's just the fact that they've been happening. So now it's a
so
streak.
I want to stay your friend for a long time. I'm gonna say the first year you can't dunk anymore. 59.
59, Matt.
Dude, that's too much.
Oh yeah, but I love your optimism.
Because I'm 49 and I still feel fresh, and you've done more work on yourself. What do you think? 55? I'm 49. Look at me.
My goal would be to dunk at 40.
At 40?
Yeah.
I'm 49 years old. Look at me.
How's your explosion these days?
Amazing.
Amazing. After Thai food, maybe, but
my hops are unreal.
All I know is that I'm already starting to lose a bit of vertical.
Okay.
So that decline, when it happens quick.
Okay.
So my goal was 40th
I always
birthday.
forget. I always forget you're 10 years younger than me. For a second, I thought you're my age, but I always forget just because you're bald.
Thank you. So,
Rose also got very mad at me for calling her older just because she's been around a long time. Okay, what are we looking at here? What obstacle is this? Lee, what is this? I can't see the whole obstacle.
This is rig over
yes.
water. It's a rig type on a wooden frame. I'll show you now. A van is approaching.
Okay, Caleb, you're completely dark, buddy. Is that your referee in the water there?
He
No,
is
he's just
checking out the water. Hey, we got participants coming through. Just a heads up.
he's just harvesting duckweed.
There's no bell. Just make it across.
This rig is going to get some people.
We haven't seen a
Everything-
rig over water in a minute, have we?
No, everything's hanging. Everything gives a little bit.
Oh, look at the lead.
What happened here?
It's gone.
30 seconds just evaporated, and I wonder what they hit. Do we have any intel there?
So during the corn maze, the ground was tilled really fine, so it's almost like a powdered flour. And Van lost a lot of steam in there.
So I ran this course a couple of years ago, and that corn maze, it's constantly turning. You're always turning, and you have to intentionally reaccelerate in and out of every single sharp turn. And they're all sharp. They're all right angles over and over and over. And I could see there, yeah, where if you had someone come in where Robbie still plays a lot of basketball, and Ken has run this course many times, if you have someone who's good at getting in and out of turns, you could make up 20 or 30 seconds just by running. And now blood's in the water, Matt.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I was about to say. When you can see it, when you can see the person, it's kind of it's a game changer.
You can feel it.
I learned this myself, Bracken, from my recent battle with Josh Chase. Actually,
You had a battle with Josh Chase?
I did. We did a last man standing race.
Morgan looks good through here. She's not done one of these to my knowledge, but she just moved through as smooth as any of the women.
Well, little bit of a slip there, but yes.
And the dismount here is going to be there we go. She looked like an old pro doing it. It's too bad she can't hear us. I'd cheer for her. I'm a Morgan fan, Matt. I know we're supposed to be impartial, but I'm a fan.
It's okay. I root for people sometimes too. Are you coaching her? You can be honest.
Not anymore. We stopped after Chicago so that she could go all in on the OCR Dream Team. She's using one of their coaches now.
I get it.
But I support that move.
What are we looking at here? Who's Callan?
Callan. Hi. We're
think that-
switching.
The N is next to the B on the keyboard.
Okay, turn that camera sideways, Caleb. I love when people listen. It's I have kids, they never listen. So it's nice when someone actually listens the first time you ask to do something.
If I saw correctly, it looked like Ken was gapping Robbie a little bit.
He passed him essentially on that rig over water.
Right. But on the subsequent run, it looked like Robbie might have been losing some steam. Now, I raced him at a night OCR race a while back, and he is one of those guys, very much like Ken, where when he believes he's in the mix, he's got another gear at the end of a race. So I am interested. Now it looks like he's back up. Looks like he's made a repass, and he's running Van down. He's a guy that if he smells the blood in the water, he's got that extra closing speed that some people don't have.
So yeah, in this last person standing race that we did, Josh was leading every lap, and it's really not about leading because we all start over at every lap. But I knew he was slowing down a little bit, and once I passed him, I dropped the hammer.
Did you let him know?
I found an extra gear. Well, I think the action spoke for itself.
Did you also speak for yourself, or did you just let it be?
No, I let it be. And then I celebrated when he dropped out the next lap. This is not to disparage Josh. This is to just
No, we can disparage Josh. Chase.
No, it was more about I talked about Bracken. I want to talk to you more about this later. Waking up something inside me. I don't think my competitive juices have been flowing in a while, and it got me really excited. So I think I want to figure out a way to do that more.
I like that. I like that a lot, Matt. I think everyone needs to be in touch with that side from time to time. Now, Van's in the toughest position in sports right here, I believe, which is you were having a great competition. You were well out in the lead, and then you got caught.
Wait a minute. We already
that work.
They have this obstacle twice. Lee, can you speak to this? We already saw this obstacle.
Yeah, baby. We got 2 block parties and 2 barn doors.
Love it. So the worst part in sports is 2 guys at your heels. Is that what you're saying, Bracken?
I think is getting caught. Because everything is on your side. You're winning, you're pulling ahead, you know you're the class of the field, and then suddenly you get caught. And it just kind of exposes any weaknesses mentally you have going, and you've lost your momentum, and you realize you're vulnerable. And it's also like I put in all that work to get up here, and it was gone in the course of a quarter mile. It really wears on you. So for him to get back on the accelerator and fight again shows that A, he's mentally tough, and B, he's still not physically trashed. He lost time, but it wasn't because he was dying. It was because he did something not as well as what they did.
I believe Caleb has lost his gimbal.
He's gimbal free now.
A little shaky here. It's all right, though, buddy. Hang in there, Caleb. Sorry, Caleb.
This is the Bourne Identity style of filming a race. We got our shaky cam coverage. It's more visceral.
I went back and revisited the Bourne movies as 2, 3, and 4 got confusing for me, but now I think I'm pretty clear on the difference.
I think they hold up well.
But seriously, every movie is like, oh, Treadstone. Oh, wait, now it's called Blackwater, but it's still Treadstone.
Blackbriar, I believe.
Blackbriar, thank you.
It's all right. I just want to be movie accurate on this show.
Okay, so we've got a pretty crowded rig over water as our lead woman goes through. No problem. Does our scuba diver have a dip in? I'm not sure what that was.
This is the type of coverage you can't get anywhere else.
This is what you get.
We're going to get boots on the ground and see if we can't find out if he is, in fact, dipping.
Listen, he can save a life if he needs to. That's all that matters. Is that a failure? Somebody failed that obstacle.
That was.
You better go back and try it again.
Now they're floating around in his tobacco juice.
Now, see, that was gross. I was funny. You were gross. Bracken, know the line. Come on.
Are you saying he did not spit in there one time throughout his pre-race check?
I'm muting you in about 2 minutes. You're really going downhill with this thing. All right, let's get back to the women. Oh, nobody wants to see that. Are you growing some facial hair, Bracken?
Been working on it for 22 years. No, I don't grow much facial hair, Matt. There's no need. It's not aerodynamic, so I've convinced my body not to.
Whoa! Do you see that big old swing?
That was a big swing. So there's been a pass made now. Chrissy has moved past Morgan slightly. So this will be a good test for Morgan. I don't know when the last time she did a rig of this sort. She's down at the bottom of this rope, which is a tough place to be.
Oh,
she's powerful, but she's...
Yeah, start that one over.
That was a mature decision right there.
Correct. I concur. Don't get your ego hung up.
You got to get up a little bit higher on that rope.
I think she learned that. Looks like she learned that.
She could feel it. She could feel, if I try to transition, I'm going to slip right off. She's starting up high.
I'm going to say this does not bode well for the later rigs, though, for her. If she's struggling on this one, I think she might have met her match. As you said, she hasn't done these in a while. I believe she's found it. She's found her limit.
And that's all it is. I mean, she's athletic. She is powerful. and she's inexperienced right now. That's all this is. So she's going to get a quick on-course education today, and then she'll come back next time. I think she would do well to just grab that rope in her right arm, since she appears to like to lead with her left, and just swing right out to the ring. I wouldn't bother wrapping here. It's a big energy drainer. I would just kind of touch and go and get to that ring as soon as possible.
We're going to go ahead and...
Yeah,
yep, there she goes. Look at that, Bracken. From your lips to... There we go. Look at what a difference. What a difference.
But it's got to go quick.
Quickly.
There she is. Oh, good save, Morgan.
Wow, nice job. But as we said, if you're struggling on that one...
Top 3 males approaching Colossus. Van lost his lead, so I'm hoping he didn't get
it's a war of attrition.
Turned away for a second, but he looks like they're back.
All right, they're all on the walls.
Now, is Van no longer in second? Is our friend Gingrich now in first, going up to...
And he's hurting. You could see he had his stooped over running form going. He's always a little rounded back, but he's hurting right now. These guys are all in it. They are sitting right in the midst of it.
I kind of want to go back to that thing with Morgan, because it seems so simple, but look at what a difference it made, right? To have the awareness to go, wait a minute, I don't have to do this thing that's right in front of me. And it's hard, right? You get tunnel vision, you get race brain. And you go, oh, if I could do this, I just saved myself all this angst.
It was actually kind of phenomenal. You don't see that very often, where she realized it's smarter to go back and readjust. Otherwise, she would have been stuck on there, blowing out her grip, and then she would have submerged when she dropped in, and then you're done.
Right, but I'm talking about also the idea of you finally you were saying skip the first rope, go to the first ring, that part too.
Yeah, and I'm saying that it shows how aware she is as an athlete, because she learned on the fly really quickly. It was easy for us to sit here and say, yeah, this is what you should do, and it didn't take her long to feel it.
So we are 37.
Look at Van compared to Robbie already. He's taken a lot of time back on this, and Ken too. Wow. Look at Ken. Woo! Oh! Is that a failure? Does he have to do it again? I assume that's a failure.
Well, there's no ref. There's nobody saying anything.
Hold on, I'm here. Hey, man. So what happened? He fell in the water? I got the rope. All right, we need to just start over again.
All right, so...
You got this, dude.
That's unfortunate, because I was about to say that he's going to win this race. He's just so much faster through a lot of these obstacles that I thought he was going to stay right up there, and that Robbie would have a slip up towards the end.
Well, I do want to say this is... Savage, you got to have a ref here. Like, what if you weren't there, Lee? Like where's the... There we go. We got to have a ref here next time.
Right here, but they're distracted. It's all right. We got it.
And you know what that was? That was Ken. That was Ken's. Ken gets the assist on that one
because he saw him out of the corner of his eye.
Yeah, and Ken passed him, and Van's probably not expecting to get passed on that, and he realized, I got to quick get off this thing, and he just either let his eyes not focus on where he landed, or he rushed the dismount. But that's all on Ken right there. Van didn't fail that. He just he slipped up. That was not a physical failure. That was a mental failure. Van could go back and forth across that 10 times if he wanted to. But it just shows that when you're tired and you're in the middle of a race, things hit a little differently.
Mm-hmm. So they are approaching Sawtooth and then Lumberjack Lane to the next couple. How long is that Lumberjack Lane, Lee? Do we know? Here's Carl.
It's called the Steve Hammond.
Well, I know people are going to say, "Hey, you called Spartan on that. You need to call Savage on that." So I did. There you go. I know Savage is our host today, but I just wanted to, keeping it real here, guys. Okay, so here we are. So Lee, we couldn't hear you. I don't know if you were muted. How long is our Lumberjack today, buddy? You're still muted. There we go. Nope. Now you're muted again.
Who has the advantage here? Robbie, Van, and Ken.
Well, we had a long one. Remember, we had a long one last time. We still haven't heard you, Lee, letting us know how long this bad boy is.
Straight ahead, loop straight. So if I'm on mic now, this one is
Yes.
0.3. It's a little bit shorter. And by recent standards, it's actually quite small. But there's a low call in it as well.
0.3, though, is still pretty legit.
It's got a low crawl in it, you said?
Savage likes to do
that's right.
that.
It's got a low crawl and a little bit of an upward sloping hill towards the end.
I can't stand it during the race when they do it, but in principle, I really like when they've done it with rec bigs before, and they've done it with this where you have to take it through there. And I like having a crawl in the middle of a carry. It just adds another element to what can become kind of a mundane obstacle where you just grab the log and run.
How do you like this? Look at how relaxed I am form.
I love it. You don't get very many chances to do something without your upper body and your lungs on course. So any chance you get to recoup just a few percentage, I like it. And that's also the luxury of being in the lead. So she has an entire obstacle gap now, which is always huge. That means she's earned a free retry or two if she needs one in the future.
Well, 8, I'd say 1 retry. 2 retries, you're going to get caught.
Maybe. She's a full obstacle ahead, though.
There's Chrissy.
She moved into second now.
Yeah, Chrissy's. I would say Chrissy has won any race she's gotten on the podium. She probably got in the last obstacle, right?
Yeah, she's a closer, which I like. And she's using a different technique of what you typically see.
Whoa.
It's kind of accepted that you get on the edge and you go, you scoot your feet from 12 down to 6 position, and she's in the middle going from 6 up to 12.
I've not seen someone do it in the middle. They always tell us go to one, pick a side and go double on the side. Not the way that Ashley's doing it.
Yeah.
I always pick a side. I've never seen
I do
someone
too.
go in the middle. Interesting.
I can't say, though, that any of them make more sense than the others.
It feels certainly faster to me when I've gone on one side. I've never tried this middle. Maybe I will next time.
Yeah.
Fall Savage or something.
Who knows? I like though that there's still a little bit of mystery to it. But maybe she gets rewarded for trying a new technique.
All right, coming up on Wheel World.
Oh, we're in the finishing gauntlet here.
That's what I'm saying.
Last 4 obstacles, last quarter mile.
Will you be able to keep up with them, Lee? How's your foot speed?
Hey, my foot speed for a short amount of time is still what it used to be.
Can you dunk?
So, no, I don't have any jumping power.
Lee, did you race in high school and or college?
Yeah, I did track and martial arts.
Okay.
Oh,
I guess
here we
he
go.
is qualified to uphold the rules of the course.
Oh, yeah.
He'll put them down if they're not paying attention.
Hey, man, I've run pro at a lot of different. I'll tell you what.
I was talking martial arts,
now
not racing. I meant you can be the cooler of the course, the Patrick Swayze.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, we've got a battle.
Here
Ken's
we
gonna
go.
Fly through this.
Look at this. A little bit of a slip, but Ken wants
Ooh.
this.
Oh, he
Ken-
just crotched the strut.
Ken definitely wants this. Here we go. Here we go. This
I mean,
final
my
rig.
money's on Ken.
Excuse me.
Ken is absolutely ruthless. He'll turn himself inside out and take chances at the end of a close race. So my money's on Ken. Robbie, I love you, but he's
Just
dealing
remember,
with
no
the
feet on
grizzled
blue
vet.
board.
No feet on the blue board. I think we're seeing experience versus not experience here.
Yeah.
In a big
Yeah,
way.
this is I've done 30 Savages versus I've done 3. Or 5, however much it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's done. Oh, man. Don't you feel that for him, Bracken?
Yeah.
To see that reaction? Because now
Yeah,
we're
it's
looking at
miserable.
now we're looking at possible third when second or first was in sight.
This is a tough mental adjustment right here.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and call him the winner. He's going to go over these walls. Your winner is Air Force Ken, his 17th or so. But let's stay here, as we could have some carnage.
Still no Van, but he's getting right back on it. And it's that tough mental adjustment to go from, like, in a split second, from I'm going for a win, I'm going for a win. I failed. All right, readjust. Everything now is just about taking second place. So whatever I have to do to get second. Oof. Oh, his arms are trashed right now. Now, the good thing is that this cheese is downhill slightly. But the bad thing is you have a flying squirrel coming up behind him. Who's
right. And then we all have other men, too. This is one of those situations where we could have a brand new third place.
We could. Have you seen a glimpse of fourth place at all?
Marquez Green.
Wow. Well, there goes that prediction of Van Tran's the one I'd put money on to never fall off any obstacle.
Okay,
this is tough here because you get to the bottom and you want to grab something as soon as you see it, but the smarter move is to get back up a little higher.
If Gingrich makes this, he is our second place dude. See what he learned on the first time.
All right.
He's oof.
You're there, but you're trashed. It's a terrible feeling.
He's got to move.
He's got to double up to that hand grip. There you go. Oh, no.
Oh, the agony. Oh, boy. We feel you, buddy. Feel you.
Now's not the time because he's got third place on the line here.
I know, but come on. Now he's got to just wait it out. I mean, what's the point of going again?
Yeah, he has to hope that Vasquez, is that correct? Wow, Van. This isn't over.
This is not over. Marquez Green now in second position.
Marquez.
We're going to need names on third and on the next few men that show up here. Once again, the rig doing its thing. And I love that it's every time you guys make it different. Like, it's not just like, oh, well, that rig was hard. Like, great, let's throw something new at you again.
That was good what Marquez did there.
What did he do?
He used the stripper pole to just get to the rope rather than treat the pole as something I need to fully be on. He just, kind of like how Morgan touched the rope to get to the ring, he did that with the pole. Sometimes hanging obstacles are there right in grasp, and they're less efficient to even go on. There it is.
And there goes Marquez. Now, the other thing to notice is that Robbie's a little bit taller, and that was part of the problem, is that he's struggling, and his feet, he has to work extra hard. He's thinking about it, whereas the slightly shorter athlete didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, he's taller and heavier, so he's going to bend the cheese board more. Oh, his grip's just gone.
Now we've got two men in.
Surprised with Van here. It's like I said, he was the Battle Frog grip champion. I wonder if he's just not been doing the same type of work. He can still salvage it.
There he goes.
Well, that's heartbreaking for Robbie.
It really is.
First place with 50 meters to go in the race. Now off the podium. And now you're – go ahead.
As Bracken says, that's why we love obstacle racing.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. If we wanted it just to be decided by running, we'd stick to road running or the trails or the track. But this is what makes it tough. Now, see, he didn't climb very high up the net, so now he's stuck in this weird low position, and he can still get through this, but it's kind of a tenuous position. But what I was going to say right prior is that now we're getting to that stage of athlete coming in who they are not the strongest runners, but these are the people that spend a lot of time in the gym, a lot of time at the Ninja Warrior gyms.
Right.
And these are the grip specialists coming through. So the longer you wait, the more likely you're about to have someone blow through the rig behind you.
Caleb, we're looking for the ladies, or does Bo have them? We got 3 cams and we got none on the ladies. Oh, there we go. Looks like someone just pointed.
I like the look of that water.
Is that where the ladies are coming next, Caleb? Are the women approaching Sawtooth?
Chrissy and Chris have already passed. Ashley's in third place at the moment and just slipped up right at the end. So
That's her sitting down.
You got it. You got it. She's taking her time.
Do we have eyes on Morgan?
Haven't seen Morgan yet, and it does not look like she's coming down Colossus at the moment.
Okay.
We got Colossus straight into Sawtooth.
Has Green, do we have confirmation? Is this his first podium at Savage?
That
Definitely have not seen him on the podium yet.
Oh, congratulations. Silver
This is
medalist
that day.
today. Silver
It's that
medalist
day.
today.
Yeah. We said this is a day that someone can pop up and get their first podium. Apologize to Marquez if he already has one, but as far as I know, it's his first.
All right, still nothing over here, so we can watch. Whoop, why are you leaving? Where are you going? I thought we were waiting for some women. Or what is the next obstacle we can catch the women at? Bo, can you go catch the women somewhere if we're the lead women?
I'm waiting for the girls at Wheel World. There's only one big obstacle between, and it's a little too far out.
Okay, so
I'll know when the girls are coming. Yep.
Okay.
I'm looking for 'em.
Okay.
What do you think led to this blowout of grip here? Here
You're
comes
asking-
Morgan.
I have no idea.
She's typically a pretty strong obstacler. I wonder what she hit prior to this that blew her hands out already.
Rig over
Or-
water was pretty grip intensive, I think.
Oh, yeah. Now, Morgan spent a lot of time at rig over water. Smiling, though.
Let's get a little volume here.
She just
See if we
broke
can-
the rig.
I'm surprised to see Ashley struggling, though. Ashley's seen this, 20, 30 times. Sorry. Yeah, Ashley Samples.
Yeah. I wonder if she slipped once and got soaked.
Yeah, and now she's just... All right, here we go. The old Mappy Davis hand over hand instead of swinging method. That's the way I do it. It just takes a lot longer.
Yeah. I like that as well, actually.
Is that how you do it? You don't swing?
Going up, I match. Going down, I try to swing it.
What
if
about
it's
the
not
old?
too wet.
What about the old going backwards? I know a lot of people do that for the going up.
Yeah, if it's steeper, I like to. When it's shallower like this, I like going sideways. But
All right, so
I
this
wouldn't-
transition should be good for Morgan because she's taller. There we go. It's if you're shorter, that's a tough transition. Ooh, get up there. She is strong,
she really is.
but she's lost momentum. Get downhill. Once you go downhill, gravity's going to help you a lot. There,
There,
we go.
now she's skipping.
There we go. Yeah, downhill.
The last
swing-
skip is the dangerous one, though.
Yeah, but you see these
That
big.
right there.
Oh my!
That last skip is the dangerous one. You start to anticipate the finish.
Crushed. Well, the other thing is those wide swings, and again, I know because I personally do that. That's like a lack of core issue, right? Like you got to have a solid middle to not have your body swing like that, right?
I mean,
All right,
it
here
certainly can be.
Here comes
She's
Chris Roglowski coming up to Wheel World, guys.
now Morgan has a powerful core. She has a good, strong core. But
So
it's
what would
just
make
that,
you swing? What would make you swing so wildly side to side then?
She's just been on these rigs less. I think it's just a new movement right now.
I don't know. I thought it was my core that had the issue when I would swing wildly like that. But yeah, I would think she's a lot stronger in the core.
But that we saw the same thing with Van right there. You skip, you go to dismount, and that last grip you maybe lose focus on. But now
Guys,
that's worse.
I got Chris on the rig.
If you fall in, you want to get it over right away. She did every single rung of it. She completed the entire hand requirements. It's
Take
just
the middle. Will you
feet
keep
didn't
the
make
middle
it,
lane
so
open?
she's at her most depleted she could have possibly been and still fail.
Well, you said she was on the rig there.
Guys, we're on Chris. Go to Bo. Switch to Bo. Oh,
Sorry.
Lee's there. Lee's there. You're good.
Sorry.
She's in the middle.
Oh, damn it.
There we are. Chris is right in the middle here. She's clearing the bottom of the, what do they call it?
Belly of the beast.
The belly of the beast. There. See, so she went up a little bit higher. Now she's got some wiggle room. She can afford to go right here and just hang out for as long as she needs to before attacking this cheese board.
But it looks like she's not.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she is. There we go.
I
Now
think I'd loop an arm back through and wait for a minute. Oh, she's on.
Got to keep those legs up.
Oh, this is the big one right there.
Come on.
There she is.
Big smile. There's your female winner. Oh, no, she's still got to do this. Sorry. She's got to do yank my chain.
I don't think she'll struggle with this one bit today.
All right, let's just make sure.
She got through that rig smoother than everyone except Ken.
Good. You're good. Nice job, Chris.
That was a strong performance today.
All you got to do is get it up there.
When's the last time we saw someone go wire to wire?
Did she go wire to wire?
Yeah, we had that group of 3 for about the first half mile, and then she started making surges.
Here comes Chrissy to the rig. Guys, middle lane open for the ladies. Middle lane for the ladies. Right here. Yep, you got it.
Yeah, it was Chrissy that was in 4th. Sorry, Chris was leading the entire race. You were correct.
And she's held true to form.
For the ladies.
She's worked the whole time. She's kind of the steady one. Never gets too high, never gets too low. Just keeps working throughout and keeps finding herself on podiums. Did Robbie ever end up finishing?
I don't know.
Man, I feel for him. He's got a bright future, but this is a couple Savage in a row that rig's got him.
Did I miss the last one? I don't recall the last one. So now she's hanging out per your instructions.
Yeah, because once you mount the cheese board, you're on, and you have to be engaged the whole time. This is your last pit stop.
All right. So now she should probably wait a few.
Yeah, this net really is nasty. You have to use a lot of pull strength to get yourself through the bottom and back up high enough to move on. And even though we don't see a lot of people falling off on the net's setting them up to fall off on the cheese board. And I don't care what anyone says. These cheese boards are getting broken in. They're getting more flexy as we go here throughout the year.
Okay.
That's my take.
Got people rooting for Chrissy here.
Flex is determined on where the chains are stretched.
You don't think there's any give that they've broken in throughout the year?
I'm sure they've gotten a little looser, but it's really all determined on by where the chains are.
All right, that makes sense.
Right? A straight line can only go so far.
Yeah, and I like it, for the record.
And by the way, we have had engineers sign off on these. I've heard a lot of comments on them. So we're good to go.
A straight line can only go so far. Bo Burton.
I like the idea, if it's true, that they would get more flexible throughout the year, because it's kind of like a graduated course. You get through it the first time, and then it gets a little tougher the next time, and a little tougher the next time. Plus, if they play around with chain placement, I like that idea.
I've heard rumors that Lee is like an NFL kicker, and he takes them back to the hotel and works them in, puts them in the microwave, rubs salt on them.
A lot of solve rubbing.
What would you, Bracken, what would you instruct someone you were coaching who this obstacle keeps eating their lunch race after race? What would you give them? What would you give them a dose of in training?
This feeling right here. This Yancey Culp talked about it when he came on our podcast for an episode. He talked about the idea that you've got to get to the point in training where you don't want to get back on the bar. Where you stand there and think, oh, I don't even want to re-grip that pull-up bar or that rig or whatever you have at your disposal. Because this is the point you get to in the race where you don't even want to try it again. You want to wait. So getting to that point, whatever it takes, whether it's farmer's carries or endless pull-ups or grip switches or anything to blow your forearms out, to get to the point where you don't want to grab the bar anymore. And then that's kind of that golden hour. Every rep you do after that point is really race specific.
Hey, Caleb, I'm sorry, Bo. I'm switching to Caleb's camera because it's a little clearer. Bo, if you want to maybe get to the finish line, maybe we can do some interviews while we're kind of waiting for people. Or if somebody wants to go. I don't know who can maybe do that. Maybe Bo?
Ashley's got a chance to come all the way back here. This has to be so stressful for these women's families at home watching. Go from first to fifth to second to fourth to it's chaos here.
I wonder how much harder it is with men on it, though, too. With other humans on it.
It can't be helping, right? It's jostling you and shaking. Oh, she's hung up.
John Mountain, we're coming to race the Savage now. We'll have a great race, John. We'll see you out there, buddy.
That's quite the OCR name. Oh, she just really hung up.
I got Ken when you guys are ready.
What?
This is unique.
And we're staying on this just because it's so interesting to look at. Ken C.
The Savage Snare.
Hold it.
Ken C.
Yes, sir.
What do you think your competition thinks of you, buddy?
I think that I got a kick a little bit, and I still got it, so I'm pretty happy about that. And it's an honor to race with everybody out here, man. Always, every time.
We said early on, Ken, they may gap you, they may outrun you, but they don't want any part of you at the end of a race. That if there's blood in the water, you're going to be the one who's going to be closing it down. And that's exactly what you did. We've seen it time and time again.
Yeah, man. I'm getting excited for Worlds and for my race, too, on September 11th. So pretty excited, man. I'm getting back in there, buddy, and hope to see you soon. Hope to see both of you guys soon.
What did you think as you approached that last obstacle? Or, sorry, the rig?
I mean, you have to be confident for these things, but the whole race, I was trying to do everything right, keep them right where I wanted them, but not go too far out, because I don't have my legs yet underneath me. So I did everything right, and I knew turning around the corner over there that, I was going to hit these rigs and I was going to be gone.
Last question. How old are you now, Ken?
41.
Whoa! Masters on the podium.
You're a spry 41.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Take care. We're going to go back to the women here on the rig.
Yes, sir.
Nice job, Ken.
I want to get a birthday check between him and Woodsy. Who's older?
I think Woodsy, right?
Woodsy just turned 41. I don't know.
Oh, I thought he turned 42. Look at her. She's hanging on by her chin. She's got her chin and neck.
Who is this? Who's 297?
Julie Hartress.
Thank you.
Julie makes her appearance on screen. I like how high she's getting. Look at that. That is a good. If she can untangle her legs when she goes, if that rope ladder doesn't hang on to her, she's in a good spot.
The rope ladder is, in fact, hanging on to her.
Oh, there we go. Oh, my goodness.
Is that Julie Harches or Rachel Harches? Who is that?
Julie.
Julie Hartress.
Thank you. So, I feel like we lost the answer there on the what to train for. Maybe we can go back to that later.
Oh, I think we got it in.
Okay. I want to make sure she gets the chain before I claim her as second. Is she making the chain? And then we'll talk to Chris.
Ashley's just fighting and clawing out here.
She's working on the chain.
Chris,
Yes,
how you feeling?
great.
Do you need to fix your hair?
Okay. Yep.
This is the content people are waiting for.
What's up? Here.
Julie just hit it.
Julie made the chain.
I'm gonna go beside you on.
Julie did make the chain?
Yeah.
Yep, just went over the barn doors. Yep.
What do you want to ask Chris?
Chris,
there?
can you hear us?
I can hear you, yes.
All right, you started making little surges early. You had 3 people running next to each other, and you were the first person to start surging into turns, into obstacles. Were you feeling good, or were you just testing out, trying to break people up?
I was feeling good, and I just like the obstacles.
Yeah.
So I can move through the obstacles.
Your running looks strong today, though.
Yeah, I'm never the runner, so it's always feels good when I feel okay running. So.
Yeah.
I slowed down a lot near the end, though. I did like the first 4 miles in 30 minutes, and then after that, it dropped off some.
Seemed to work out all right.
Fine for me.
What was your take on the new rig, the hanging rope or the hanging net into that slightly vertical net into the pole? Was that a challenge for you, or is that something you've felt comfortable with?
It was a bit of a challenge. It's a lot of like upper body strength by the end. It's pretty. I was pretty worn out. Your grip gets tired out, but it was doable. I like them all though because they're all a little bit different, so you're never quite sure. I mean, they're always going to be challenging. But I feel like, it's just going to be a burn. It's going to be hard, but they're the perfect length where it's like, okay, it's still doable. It's still possible.
What are you doing differently than some of these other women in training? Because there's been a few times we've seen that you've not been hung up on things that other people are uniformly getting hung up on.
I think people stress about it too much. I see these. I don't post a lot on social media, and I just kind of do my own thing. But they stress about it. They go home and they train on it, which is great. But then you got to stop stressing about it when it's race time. Like when it's race time, it's just go time. And that's like, they all get in their heads and they're like, oh, my arms are pumped. I'm tired out. Like, it's a short rig. Yes, ma'am. Good job. Second. Nice. It's doable. Like I see the training that these women do and they're 100% capable of it. It just takes like getting through it when it comes to, obviously like race day and all that kind of stuff. That's the only thing I think I'm doing differently is I can do it and I tell myself I can do it and I do it. Like all of these people are absolutely capable of it, but it's just, nerves and they get stressed out. That's what I see.
Did you have to fake that early on, or were you just able to always have that mindset?
I think I just kind of always have that mindset, and I think that's just kind of what I notice is maybe the difference is I see, just talking to the ladies just right here, like this is what they dread all race long. And like when they get to it, they're already dreading it and they're already hating it. And like all of them are absolutely strong enough and can absolutely do it. At least the ones that train for it, because I don't train a lot on rigs. I just train and it's all fun. And I think it's an attitude.
I think that's awesome. Can we get Julie is now talking to the women who may be third and fourth. Can we get Caleb? Can you get your camera over there by them? Thanks so much.
She's right in front of me.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize you were that close. All right, go talk to her.
Julie. Gosh. Oh, well, wants to say hi. Hi.
Julie.
You're female finisher.
Hello.
Julie, are you 42 or 43 years old?
43.
Give her some credit.
Well, Athlinks has you as 43, but I know that they jump it up.
And no, I'm unfortunately I'm 43. Getting up there in age.
So Ken won the race. Ken's 41. So victory.
Oh, I got a couple years on him. Yeah, but Masters, go Masters. That's awesome. Way to go, Ken.
How'd you feel out there today for most of the race?
I love the grip stuff, so this was like the ideal course for me. So My running isn't quite where I want it to be right now. I'm coming back from some ankle injuries. I had 2 ankle surgeries last year, so the running isn't there yet. But what saved me was the grip obstacle stuff. That's where I like that part. That's my favorite. But it's really good course.
You are from Rudolph, Wisconsin. Is that near you, Bracken?
No, it is not.
I'm like right in the middle of the state, basically, near Wisconsin Rapids. Bracken, you got to know Wisconsin Rapids.Lee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know Rudolph. We're not near each other, but we're both Wisconsin.
Awesome. How come you're not out here, Bracken?
Well, I guess like you, I don't have the running legs, but I wasn't going to go out there.
You can do it.
I can, but I wasn't going to today.
You missed a good course. It was a lot of good obstacles. I was impressed with the setup. I liked it.
I'm getting a little FOMO sitting here.
You should. It should. It was fun.
Should have been here.
Absolutely destroyed it. I didn't see you at all, so you were.
I thought you were running with us at first.
No, not really.
Oh, well, you killed it.
Sure, I was. No, it's a good course though.
So, who's alive on the rig here? We have no third place woman yet. Who's alive on the rig?
Not yet.
Morgan just slipped off.
Hey, Bo, I meant to. I tried to swipe up on it.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No, it's- All right,
So
we're
do
back.
we know the name? Do we know the names of the women who are on the rig?
Well, let's see. No one's actually
Yeah, we're open.
on it right now. Is there? Oh, there's a girl right over on the far side over. Is that,
I think that is.
I don't know who that is. Do they both have their band too?
Pretty soon here, we're going to have some non-pro wave coming through. We ran into that situation in Ohio, Matt.
Well, there was a teenage girl. There was like a 15-year-old or something that came through.
There's 3 women on the rig right now.
Do you
2 on
recognize
the
any of them? Do you recognize any of them?
Oh,
No.
a 4th is on.
One is as strong as an oak girl. The other 2, I don't know who they are. Oh, no, I don't know either of them. I know her. Oh, we're
Jenny?
chatting. Yeah. Unless
They
you want
said-
to phone
Nope.
it.
They said Jenny
Want me to go back to
Overstreet.
Bo?
No, we like talking to you. You can help us
Oh,
out
okay.
here if you don't mind.
Try. Yeah, no, I'm good.
So what's the
Do you have
best
a
strategy?
wait a minute,
on-
do you have a volunteer shift after this?
Yes, sir.
Love it.
We like
love it.
running the kids race here. The kids race here is fun. It's at like a hay maze farm thing. So the kids are using the slide that they do at hay mazes and the big balloons you can bounce on. It's gonna be fun. I'll probably pre-run it, make sure it's good.
So what's the strategy these women need to enact here to get through? Transitioning from that hanging cargo forward, what's the best way to ensure that they get through?
They need to just use the rope to help them get to the ladder. And then once they're on the ladder, they have to get up high. The trick on the cheese is to stay high on the holds. You have to expect it to bend. It's gonna bend. So you expect it to bend. You just have to.
So are you grabbing on the top cutout rather than that first
Yes.
hole?
I grabbed the top one.
Yeah.
This lady here is got the top, but she was all on one side of the board. You have to stay on both sides of the board. This lady that almost made it to the cheese.
She just looks like she's giving up, or is she walking back around?
Well, now
She's walking
now
back around.
dozens of people have gone through here with wet hands, and they're all mucking it up, sweating on it.
You're mostly dry by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had like the log. There's enough that nobody's soaking wet. Nobody's hands are soaking wet.
There goes that theory.
There's a girl on the ladder now.
If she falls off, get her name for us if you wouldn't mind, and the other one too. Once she falls off, though, we don't want to.
Her name is Beatrix. Right here.
Okay.
Well, that won't be hard to remember.
No, not at all.
Let me go to my roster. Pull that up. Beatrix. How do you spell
Matt.
that? Yes.
And,
Who's that?
I,
Davis? I don't want to talk
yeah.
to Matt Davis.
No, I told you that these 2 guys would be top 20. They were both top 10. So I missed.
Oh, we're mad at Chris.
They're mad at me.
We
Most
didn't even get a call out.
Yes, you did. What's your name? B. B? Okay. You gonna get it on the next try? Nice. Let's go, Miranda. Miranda, only 2 people have made it through here yet.
Third place is still open.
Oh, a girl just made it through.
Who made it through?
Girl just made it through.
The woman in the blue sports bra.
Blue. Yep, blue sports bra.
Yeah, she looks strong approaching there.
The blue girl?
Can we go find out who she is? Let's go follow her.
Never
to the
mind.
finish line.
She dropped.
Oh, she did, huh?
Yeah. Okay. So did she drop her band and she's just finishing? Okay. Sorry, that one did not make it through.
Okay, I don't see this Beatrix on my list here.
It's Beatrice. It might be B. She did make it through? That one? Somebody said she dropped her band. Yeah.
Okay, I've got a Beatrix
What's your name?
Kennesai.
Krista. Okay. You gonna make it on the next track? Maybe? You got it.
Let me take that.
Shake your arms out.
I'm gonna get back to work.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, Matt. I'm calling that this is the one that makes it through here.
Okay.
We just need a 3rd place finisher.
We just need a 3rd place finisher, and then we can all go home.
So I'm going to need her to go ahead and make it through here.
Okay, Beatrix. She has a different last name on the Savage
Here we
roster.
are. Here it is. Here it is, Matt.
Did she make it?
Yeah, she made it.
Okay, I didn't look like it for me, but okay. But no, this isn't Beatrix. This is everyone saying go Britney. Is this Britney?
Britney Martinez, 3rd place.
Okay, everybody's saying Williams on here, but okay. Her name is definitely Britney.
Someone in the background saying, that's my best friend.
There you go.
There you go. Well, best friend, you just got a podium by association.
You just made $250, right? Do you make $250 American?
Hopefully it's American.
Let's definitely get an interview with her if we can before we close it out. Look at that. Look how happy. What's that feeling like? I wish I knew what that felt like. Running into a podium spot. Stop the watch.
It's like 80% of the feeling of getting Josh Chase to drop out of a race.
Wow.
Look at that. That's a great feeling.
All right, let's give her a second, and then we'll chat with her. So the leaderboard has her as dun. Oops, go to the women. Pro female. Britney Martinez in 1 hour, 12 minutes, 56 seconds. All right, let's try to chat with her real quick. Britney! Oh, she's going to go.
She asked if she could recross the finish line.
I love it. Love it.
You don't want to disqualify yourself on your first podium.
Oh, we wanted to get an interview with her, but
she's riding high right now, Matt.
I know. That's why I want to talk to her.
I know. That's cool to watch.
It is. We talk with her, ask her about her first podium. Britney, the leaderboard has her as Martinez. Everyone was calling her Williams. I'm going to put her up by her leaderboard name, and we can get clarity. Caleb, could you speed it up a little bit, buddy? Come on, man. I know you're tired. Let's go. Thanks, buddy. She wants to root on her fellow competitors. You're going to have to unmute yourself. She celebrates with her buddies. Love it. This is great. Brittany. All right, let's get a word with her really quickly, Caleb. Caleb, can you tap her on the shoulder and let her know we'd like to speak with her?
What's up? Congrats.
Thank you.
I'm going to switch over now to talk about that.
Matt wants to talk to me.
Matt wants to talk to you.
Matt doesn't remember meeting me at a park in Atlanta with Jared Franklin.
Well,
Let's see if we pop up. I know.
Caleb, you're black here, buddy. You got to turn the camera around.
We're trying to. It should be set. Try one more time.
Well, let's do a radio interview, Matt.
Brittany,
What's up, Matt?
which park did I meet you at?
One day we were walking around with Jared Franklin and we had to Silly's and you were walking out your house.
Wait a minute. You just had vegan food at Cecili's and you walked by my house.
Yeah, we were sitting at the park across the street.
Now I remember. But you guys, now I remember. Well, nice to see you.
Beautiful. I can't see you, but thanks.
Is this your first Savage podium?
First Savage overall podium, yeah.
And did you just get married?
We got married in April, yeah.
Is this the best year of your life?
A bit, yeah. We just we did 7 weeks straight of races. This is week 7, and we were on a month-long road trip on the camper. So we did Barbarian, Indian, Get Some Motivation events, and we'll zero blood, and then down here. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
Bracken, what would you like to ask?
7 straight weeks of racing. Did you have any legs left today, or was it all about obstacles?
My running's been getting progressively better, a little bit, nowhere near great. My legs were a little tired today, but I felt good. It's flat. It's like, 56 feet of elevation total or something like that. So it was just kind of focused. I knew the first 3 miles or so were going to be straight running. So in my mind, I was like, just do a 5K pace, get through it, and then when the obstacles come, take that as a rest.
Did you have to redo anything today?
Yeah, Anger's away. I did tried to go back to back. I don't know. I kept slipping on the last one, threw it and kicked the bell. I think that was it.
Well, we had a lot of women hung up on that last rig, and you came through and you earned that 3rd place position. So congrats on that first podium. That's an awesome feeling, and hopefully it's the first of many.
Hopefully. Thank you.
All right, next time you come through my neighborhood, try Soul Veg. I like that better than Cecili's.
Try what?
Soul Vegetarian.
Oh, okay. We'll try that. We anytime we're in Atlanta, we try some new food. So we'll definitely give that a try. Thanks for the recommendation.
All right. Congratulations. All righty, Bracken. Well, you've learned about a new racer. We learned she likes vegan food. I don't know if you know this, Bracken, but I'm everywhere. People meet me everywhere. Who can keep up, right?
There's no way of telling where you're going to see Matt Davis next.
Right. I mean, that literally, it's funny. They just happened to be across the street from my house, and I recognized them. I was like, that's OCR people. And then I went over and chatted. But what did we learn today, Bracken?
The more things change, the more they stay the same. Savage race is about obstacle completion. You've got to be fast to be there, but you have got to have your grip taken care of. And we keep creeping closer to the end of the year. And we know that the end of the year means OCR Worlds, and Savage is prepping people for that. And I think everyone's got to get out and do a Savage and make sure that your grip's in order.
I mean, look at the gap here, right?
Yeah, that's wild.
Right? If you can see this, it's full screen layout.
9 minutes and then 11 minutes.
Right. So 20 minutes between first and third. That's a lot slower, but you can do obstacles. So, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's probably going to start changing the way some people race. There are probably some people in that next pack of racer who are going to say, you know what, forget it. I am not going to ever redline my run, because there's a 20-minute free gap sitting there. If I run 15 minutes slower and do my obstacles fast, I win. You know, and that's kind of a crazy way to think about it, but some people might finally start saying, I'm not overextending early because I know the carnage that's going to happen late.
Well, and then we ask the question that we always land on, Bracken, is a 20-minute gap good or bad for our sport?
I think it's only bad if it's because it's impossible. I think that you see people that come through and make it right through and show that it is possible if you're preparing correctly for it. So no, I think there are times where I look at a race and say, this is bad. That's not a race I look at that today and say, this is bad. I think that people got tripped up and then they were digging their own grave. This was not an impossible course. It was a challenging course. So I think the results are not indicative of how hard the course actually was, because some people cruised right through while they were tired.
So the next race for Savage is August 7th, Pennsylvania. Have you been to that course?
I have not. I know nothing about the Pennsylvania course. Nothing.
Well, we will see you folks there. I think we're ready to wrap it up today, Bracken.
Yeah, it was a pleasure being with you again, Matt. I like watching these battles, and it's always good to see someone get their first podium.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. To watch her excitement going through the finish, and then to see her hugging her competitors. I think that's pretty awesome.
Watching that balanced out by watching Ken's probably 20th, but that satisfaction of the old dog hanging on and teaching the young guns. I like that. It was a good day.
All right. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We will see you August 7th, Savage, Pennsylvania.
Till next time.